AI is everywhere right now, and everyone is asking the same thing. Is it going to replace me? I want to turn that around. What if the real question is whether AI should be worried about you? Because there is something you have that AI never will. In this video, I want to show you exactly what it is so you can become irreplaceable. Every day, there is something new with AI, faster way to do things in writing, in photography, in music, in many different creative fields. That is scary. You look at it and think, wow, that's clever, but you never think that's intelligent. Are you good enough? That is the real question people ask themselves, but most people would not say it out loud. I know this question because I had to answer it myself long before AI exists. In my early career, I wanted to work with a famous luxury house. At that time, they were quite visible, a lot of press, many people were talking about it. I presented my portfolio to see if we could work together. I gave my portfolio to the person at the front desk. A few minutes later, someone came from an office and said, "We are very interested to work with you. We looked at your portfolio and there are two things we really like." They showed me two designs and a photocopy they had made of them. Then they asked if I could do exactly the same thing. I said, no, it's not possible. That piece was already created for someone else. They insisted, what if we make it about a fifth bigger? Could you do it? I said no again. That's exactly how AI is acting, cutting corner. My first reaction was, how dare you? Then I felt sorry for them. I could have done it. I could have been clever from my side and make more money. Happy with that. But for me, there would not have been integrity in it. Nothing of who I was would have been there. So now you can ask yourself, does an application have a self? Does a technical tools have a soul? Clever, but not intelligent. Adding one piece of knowledge to another, is not intelligence. Intelligence is creating knowledge. Intelligence is intentional. It cannot be serendipity. It is a consciousness of perceiving what is inside you and surrounding you. A con artist may be clever, but not necessarily intelligent. He is taking a shortcut to arrive at a result. AI does the same, and sometimes the shortcut is so short that the result is not even accurate. A parrot can say 1,000 words and not know what a single one of them means. This is clever. Knowing why you are saying them is intelligence. You use AI, especially in a creative work, you get the result. There is no journey, no intellectual voyage that produces it. But in creative work, the journey is what matters. It is what defines the result. Maybe you get there slower, but you get a result you're proud of. One of you truly understand, one with reflection behind it, one with the self. Here is what I'm sure of. If you cannot function without AI, if you are lost without it, you're losing something, the ability to think on your own, because it is easier to let someone else think for you. The result comes faster, yes, but people confuse the quality of the result with the speed of the delivery. AI is getting better and better every day for sure. But better at what? I think it is computing, not creating. I have a client who tells me that AI is helping him. What I want to say about that is it helping him defending who he is, or is it helping him disappearing as creative? This is a real question, because what whatever you make, a creation needs self, a presence, an intention, a spirit. Think about your own work for a second. As a creative, you never answer to just one person. You answer to the creative director's mood and the marketing, the owner, the merchandising. To them, creativity is a secondary tool, not a core discipline. Still, they try to dictate the creative process. And somewhere in all of that, there was a moment you said no, where they wanted it faster, cheaper, emptier, a copy of what worked for someone else, and something in you refused to hand it over. You probably thought you were just being difficult. You were not. That was yourself refusing to disappear, and that instinct is the exact thing AI does not have. Here is what I actually do. I do not do the ostrich. I do not put my head in the sand. I stay curious, as it is in all creative nature. I look at what AI is doing, whether I like it or not. Once I am aware of it, it becomes much easier to find my own way. What I have and AI doesn't is intelligent. That is what makes the difference. Creation needs a self. I know I keep saying it, creation needs a self, because self is not the output. Self is what is behind it. Self is intentional. It is a consciousness of perceiving what is inside and what is surrounding you. Self is a pillar. That is what AI cannot copy, because AI cannot be you. AI cannot be the person next to you. Are you indispensable? That is a real question. I already answered it long before AI existed. I said no when they asked me to resize my own work because no brain cells were involved in the process. That was the answer. Today I see some things that look like plastic coming out of the mold, and I do not feel sorry for the AI. I feel sorry for the person behind it, because I can see the intention, the need for output. It is like when someone is trying to sell you something and you stop looking at the product. You only see the sales technique because there is no consideration in it, no anima, no love. When you love what you are doing, really, there is a big advantage compared to AI, because AI does not love what it's doing. It is going to be very difficult for someone to compete with you. It is going to be even harder for AI to compete with you. If one person is driven by what they can produce and the other is driven by who they are, only one of them has something AI can copy. You're not driven by what you produce, you're driven by who you are, what you're doing, what you love, what you understood, what is your conscience. That already makes you someone AI cannot copy. When I am wondering, when I am not sure of something, I do not ask AI to answer me. I ask AI to ask me a question. I give it the context and I let it ask. Sometimes it gives me a new perspective. I use AI's cleverness, but I say the one who is intelligent. That's the difference. If you want to know what makes you impossible to replace, watch this video will not be enough. You have to look at your own work, really look, and ask yourself why you made it. With real consciousness of what it is inside you and what is surrounding you, that is not always easy to see alone because you are too close to it. If you want help seeing it, this is exactly what I do.